I am one of the country's biggest and loudest Remainers, and yet I know what it's like to be someone who is blamed by Remainers for voting Brexit, and it's really not very nice.
I want to introduce you to Liz Webster, a tireless campaigner for farmers and the devastation caused to farming by Brexit.
I've been fighting for British farming for the last few years because of the threat of the changes from the Brexit legislation. It means that there's a real threat to our food because our standards will be decimated by the government allowing cheaper and less regulated food to come in, which means our British food won't be able to compete, just like British coal couldn't compete when Margaret Thatcher decimated industry back in the 1980s.
So here she details the type of attitude associated with farmers when Brexit is mentioned.
The most common comment that we get on our channels is, you farmers, you all voted for Brexit, you reap what you sow, you deserve it.
It's easy to make generalisations about groups and people, but while we end up taking our anger out on one particular group who not all voted for Brexit, our food industry is being shat on from a great height, which in turn will affect each and every one of us in this country.
Now, everybody should be concerned about this. We all need food. If there's a climate emergency and a global food shortage, that means we lose our food security, and that's a really serious thing. So it's really important to back British farming, to back British food.
And finally, Liz has this very important point to make.
Farmers are not all one monolithic voting bloc. They didn't all vote for Brexit. What happened was the Leave campaign decided to use food, farming and fishing centre stage in their campaign, and the Remain campaign didn't go anywhere near food and farming. And the truth of the matter is that the vote was split in farming because the vote in the country was split, because they're just people. And even if some farmers did vote for Brexit, I can tell you now that none of them, or hardly any of them, voted for what we've ended up with Brexit, which is an absolute mess.
Click here to hear about MPs getting a £5,000 pay rise.